Guten Morgen, everybody. Today we're going to explore a bit of an interesting topic, which does not have to do specifically with the game, but rather the player base. I find the player base one of the most interesting parts of this game, but there are some issues which we would like to address today. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Hans. I have with me my brother here, Klaus. Und Klaus is going to actually be expressing some concerns. Isn't that right, Klaus? Yeah, I would like to share some of my thoughts on the subject, if it's alright with the people. I think it will be alright with the people. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think so. So, Klaus, what was your thoughts on the general public of the game? Well, I'm concerned about the habits or lifestyle which may lead to bad plays inside the game. I personally believe, along with Hans, my brother, that how you live in the real world affects how you play in the game. And because of that, we think that a lot of the bad plays and YOLOs and things like that come from people who simply are having a hard time in the real world or who have bad habits in the real world, which is preventing them from playing the game effectively. At least that's what we think. Things like pornography and addictions like that, doing drugs, bad family relationships, all these could be factors that lead to people's harm and suffering. And because of that, we have been having this conversation with the people. Now, we know that people like Eco and Token probably won't have this problem. Token is a grandfather, if we remember correctly, and grandfathers are just more honorable and respectable than anyone else anyway. And Eco is a Muslim, and Muslims generally don't have this issue. Now, we are Christians, so we don't have this issue as basically at all anymore. We used to back in the day, but by the grace of the Lord Jesus, we have been delivered from this problem, and we are much better now. But we do know that the majority of the player base probably struggles with this issue because it's a very common one for young men, and for old men, or basically for people in general. It's just a common issue. One that is very concerning for us because we don't want people to become addicted like we were. We don't want that evil habit to form. And when people allow it to form, it can lead to their harm and suffering on the overall lack of security and enjoyment in life. For this reason, we have decided to make this video as sort of a warning on the guide on how to not get into that problem. And should we be poking this? I'm not sure if we can. Yeah, that was a bad idea. You're kidding me, right? That hit his track wheel. Okay, you say so, okay. Somebody's got to poke it. I'm going to... Run on... We hit him back harder than he hit us. And we can... track him, hopefully. Never mind, he's dead. So this was a very quick and easy game. So, like we were saying, like we were saying, the player base is... Oh, let's throw this. Don't want to get shot by that. There we go. So, like we were saying, the player base is made up mostly of young men, when young men generally are the ones with this common issue. Because they have this common issue, which ruins their lives and reduces their quality of life and their ability to function as human beings and as men. It ruins everything else in their life, including the gameplay capabilities, which we absolutely hate because we want everyone who plays this game to be at least decent at it or be good at it. And when they struggle with pornography and things like that, they lose their effectiveness due to things that are brought along with that addiction. Things like distraction, things like lack of focus, over emotionalism, and so on and so forth. This is why we warn against it so strongly, and why, if you are addicted to it, then we suggest that you stop and leave the addiction. Do whatever you have to get out as fast as possible. Because if you don't, it's just going to cause more harm to you in the future. 152, what are you doing? Is the boom turd? You're kidding me, right? Yeah, sure, building. That was our fault, let's be honest. But, eesh, I can't believe that shot actually missed. Could we lose this? Yes, we could. We have an AFK VK of 100 or 1P getting farmed out by that light tank, who is now rolling up on the behind of our tank destroyer. And all of a sudden, we are down most of our vehicles. T30, what are you doing? What are you doing? Please shoot him. Shoot him. Thank you. That's a T49 and a T30. To wrap up this video, it's already gone on too long and we got distracted significantly. To wrap this up, if you struggle with an addiction like that, like pornography, drugs, gluttony, anything of that sort, you need to get it fixed ASAP. Because otherwise, you're just going to hurt yourself, and you're going to cause yourself to go down a path which will lead you to destruction, pain, suffering, laziness, and ultimately failure. Those are my thoughts on this issue. Klaus, Hans, do you have anything to corroborate? Nine, I think you covered that pretty well. I must say, Klaus is very articulate when he wants to talk, but yeah, I guess that's it. And I have to agree with everything that he says because he's honestly right. If you think about it, what is your addiction doing good for you? You get momentary pleasure, and then all of a sudden, you get this big crash after the dopamine hit. It affects your focus, it affects your productivity, it affects everything in your life. It's just hurting you. There's no reason for you to be doing it, and we want you to stop for your own good. So, that is it from Hans and Klaus. It's been a bit of an interesting video, to say the least, but hopefully you all enjoyed it, got some value out of it, and we will see you in the next one. Auf Wiedersehen. Also, let's give this guy a fist bump slash thumbs up because this guy is absolutely carried. Bradley Bottas, 4,200 damage. There had to be something like a first class, right? Yeah, first class Bradley Waters, high caliber. These 73,000 battles with a 50% win rate. It's not actually that bad. Let's add him to our friend list. So,